Well, we just had to pause for breath momentarily because that really was a great race. So we move on now to the Ohvale 110 Cup, and let's have a look at how they line up. Very, very close indeed for pole position, but just by the finest of margins. Harley McCabe ahead of Ruben Bray, Laken Payne in third, Wilson Dilks in fourth, Marco Holt and Arnie Carr rounding out the top six. George Bose seventh from Lewis Mullen, Luca Hopkins 11th for Cameron Ancliffe and Izzy Carter in 12th position. 13th for Pierce Reeves, Luca Wilkinson 14th, Kobe Garrett in 15th from Jack Newton, Dan Deering in 17th place, Henry McCartney lines up 18th position with no time in the warm, along with Daniel Stevenson and Warwick Brady, number 99. They will start at the back. So what's been a great season really for the Ohvale Cup. And this one, well, you would say realistically, Harley McCabe on the 179 is very much in a prime position for the championship. 181 points going into this final round. Luca Hopkins second position on 154. So Ruben Brain third, I think mathematically is just out of reach in terms of the championship. Harley McCabe starts this final round here at Teesside very much as the favourite for the championship. 27-point gap, so a strong finish. I don't think he could possibly win it in the first race today. So I think basically would need to finish ahead of Luca Hopkins and could possibly see Harley McCabe take the championship title. Certainly will look to stay out of trouble in this race and not drop any points, because if Luca Hopkins can gain some points in this one, he would be right in there. So here we go for the final round of the championship here of the Ohvale Cup. Shout out to Gareth Sunderland saying, come on Harley McCabe. So potentially we'll have to see how Luca Hopkins gets on, but this could potentially see Harley McCabe wrap up the championship. We shall wait and see. 25 points for a win and 27 points ahead. Effectively then we would say Harley McCabe has to finish ahead of Luca Hopkins and he would win the title in this race. Tense moments then at the start of the Ohvale Cup. These Italian machines in the UK for the first time in 2020, and really has been a success story, even though it's been a difficult year for racing, you would say, but nonetheless the Ohvale scene has thrived somewhat. So again we see this fantastic panoramic shot of the Teesside circuit, the Teesside Autodrome. You see what a sweeping section we've got here at the final part of the lap with some of the iconic Middlesbrough landmarks in the background. You'll see the blue Transporter Bridge and the Riverside Stadium, home of Middlesbrough FC that we mentioned a few moments ago. So like we say, very much the industrial heartland of Middlesbrough here for the final round of the championship. Really has been a nationwide series. In the second round of the series went all the way down to the south coast. We joked it was pretty much in France, slid in Kent on that wonderful summer hot day. As we wait now for the final round of the championship. Of course, the Ohvales will be out later on today, the last penultimate race of the season for these riders. As they line up, there is the 179 champion-elect Harley McCabe on the inside. Good, strong finish in this race should see him wrap up the title. 27 points ahead, 25 points in this race, so just needs to keep that gap over 25 points basically going into the final race, and he would wrap up the series. I think there's one rider with a bit of mechanical issue, may have just lost the engine in the midfield there, so just making sure the riders are ready and okay to race. Looks like just sorting things out here on the grid. As we look a little bit closer, there's the Izzy Carter down there, and the number 18 down there as well. Of course, 67 also well placed. George Bose coming 8th in the championship on 56 points. Had some decent consistent finishes there for the number 67, so he's ran quite well this year as well. And there is the 179 of Harley McCabe. Potentially a tense moment as Luca Hopkins will be looking to try and close the gap. Harley McCabe really has got to use his head in this race and just nice smooth race, you would say, and stay out of trouble just to get those points. Because certainly 27 points, it certainly is in his court, you would say, in terms of the championship, but Luca Hopkins very much within striking distance as well. So final moments before this Final round of the championship for the Ohvale Cup gets underway. One of 2 races this afternoon, and another one of the championships that has yet to be decided. It could be in this race, and this little mix-up in the middle of the grid, just sorting the riders out in the correct position. For the guys at the front, of course, this only adds to the tension. They've just got to focus themselves really, and quite a long wait for those riders at the front of the grid as we wait to get underway. Looks like it's still the wet weather tyres on most of those bikes at the moment, as it looks like we're about ready to go. Riders are ready. Let's have a look for the green flag. Here we go. So Ohvale Cup, race 1 of the afternoon is about to get underway. The flag drops and away they go. Good start there for Harley McCabe. Luke Hopkins in 6th position on the 141. So Hopkins will be looking to try and get a bit closer to Harley McCabe. But McCabe leading from the front here. Good start. Ruben Bray very close behind in 2nd place. Bray 3rd in the championship. Just about out of mathematical contention for the championship, but could still get past Luke Hopkins potentially, as depending on how the results pan out. So Ruben Bray really will be looking for victory in this one as they make their way down the back straight for the first time. Harley McCabe with a nice start there, but right on his rear wheel is Ruben Bray. Here comes the battle for 3rd place. Laken Payne and Wilson Dilks all very close indeed. George Bowes, Luke Hopkins, Lewis Mullen a bit further behind. Cameron Ancliffe in 9th position. Luca Wilkinson a bit further behind in 10th. He had that disappointment earlier, of course, Wilkinson, but looking good so far. So let's have a look at the 179 here of Harley McCabe as he goes round the right-hander, but Ruben Bray in 2nd place certainly looks threatening. Trying to find a way through, even in these early stages. Now what's McCabe going to do as the race goes on, because if Ruben Bray makes a nuisance of himself in 2nd place, how hard will Harley McCabe look to fight that lead? So the last thing he wants to do, of course, is risk losing the bike and going off with potentially a very important race for him. Let's see how this one pans out though as they cross the line. 3/10 of a second between the first 2 riders. Payne in 3rd, Wilson Dilks 4th, Bowes Hopkins in 6th position, Lewis Mullen 7th. Luca Wilkinson has moved up to 9th place. Cameron Ancliffe and Kobe Garbutt in the 11th place. Izzy Carter, Daniel Stevenson, Marco Holt, Pierce Reeves and Dan Deering rounding up the field as it gets a bit tight. Oh, there's the 67 of George Bowes battling away. Very close there with Luke Hopkins and Lewis Mullen. And there is Luca Hopkins on the 141 trying to find a way through as the battle hots up for 2nd place. Very close for 3rd as well between Laken Payne and Wilson Dilks. Payne just trying to sweep around the outside, and we'll go for the switch back into the right hand. Oh, nice move there. So that was the 41 of Laken Payne back into 3rd. Nice little move there into the inside line. Gets past Wilson Dilks. There is the 111. Lewis Mullen a little bit further behind, currently in 7th place. And the main rival for the championship, Luca Hopkins on the 141. Still towards the front, currently in 6th place, but really needs to get ahead of Harley McCabe, who leads the race, of course. Ruben Bray, fastest lap of the race, so he's looking to try and get through and take the lead. Harley McCabe really having to work hard at the front here as Bray tries the outside. McCabe guarding that inside line into the top corner. Let's see what McCabe does, and he's leading the race, but coming under a lot of pressure. And this is the thing, you see, of course, in terms of the championship, he wouldn't be too fussed if Ruben Bray got through, you would say, but I think the racer's instinct here is to battle for the lead. That's how you get to the front of the championship in the first place, and certainly not throwing in the towel here. He pulls away a bit now from Bray down the back straight. Let's have a look here between Payne and Dilks. These two really close for 3rd place. It's a fantastic battle. And there is the 141 in there as well of Luca Hopkins, who I think may have got through actually. Luke Hopkins really needs to get with Harley McCabe, get ahead of McCabe to keep the championship alive. The leaders make their way through that bowl corner, the right-hander. Very close indeed. Great little battle here for 3rd place as they go into the right-hander. There is the 85 of Wilson Dilks. Luke Hopkins very much in there. Look at that sweep on the outside, trying to get through on the switchback on the exit of the hairpin. Sometimes that's where the passing moves are made, on the exit of the corners. bit more tactical as Harley McCabe sets the fastest lap of the race. 1:21.56, moves up to half a second ahead of Ruben Bray, who is very much in there still. Laken Payne, Wilson Dilks and Luca Hopkins round out the top 5. George Bowes, Lewis Mullen a bit further behind. Let's just have a... Oh, it's still there, isn't he? Harley McCabe looking at the front, just looking at the 179. He just had a brief mistake there. Holds on to the lead though. It's still about half a second between first and second place. Flying through the chicane once again into the hairpin. This was really a treacherous part of the track this morning, but has dried out quite nicely now. And the top 2 just pulling away slightly. Here they go, back towards the bowl corner. So we just saw a small mistake a moment ago from McCabe, but seems to have shrugged it off quite quickly and maintains himself at the front. There's the 111 of Lewis Mullen, Luca Wilkinson in there as well. A bit further down the top 10 we go. Cameron Ancliffe and Marco Holt just slightly adrift of this battle. There's the 111 of Lewis Mullen. Identified rider there, just followed by Luca Wilkinson. Leaders have gone through. Harley McCabe, another fastest lap, but still half a second between the top 2. There is the 67, I think, of George. Yeah, it looks like 67, George Bowes. Oh, as I look down the inside of Mullen, very close battle. This now, of course, is developing for 6th position. They are closing up slightly on Wilson Dilks and Luca Hopkins. Hopkins, incidentally, has moved through into 4th place. And look how close that is into the right-hander. Lewis Mullen, George Bowes, all very close indeed. A bit further back, Cameron Ancliffe, Marco Holt moved up into 9th place. There is the 141 of Luke Hopkins. Looks like he's stayed ahead of Wilson Dilks. So at the moment, Harley McCabe certainly looking to wrap up the championship in this race. Leads the race, really coming under some pressure. Look at this, so here, Wilson Dilks having a look down the inside into the chicane, but oh, he's going to run out of track there, has to concede the position. So there's Hopkins, just holding off Dilks through this technical series of hairpins. Back towards the finish they go. So Hopkins really does need this, needs to get ahead of Harley McCabe really in terms of the championship, but McCabe is doing everything right so far. Hopkins meanwhile coming under some real pressure from Wilson Dilks as they make their way back towards the finish. Oh, Dilks has a peek down the inside into the hairpin. Can't find a way through at the moment. Still close between McCabe and Bray first and second. The rest of the lead group go through. Laken Payne crossing the line in 3rd. Then we look at this battle. Luca Hopkins, of course, clear in 3rd. Laken Payne, there is the 2nd of the 41s, you would say. Black and red leathers, closely followed by the sky blue helmet of Wilson Dilks down the inside into the top corner. Oh, he tried to go for the move there. There's that puddle on the outside that's ready to catch out the unwary. It's a little bit of an issue for the riders down that right-hander. They can't be too aggressive into that corner because there's a nasty wet patch that really could spell disaster if you get it wrong. So riders having to be careful in that top corner. Dilks back on the power now, has another look at Laken Payne. Payne sits the bike on the middle of the track, guards that position. Dilks trying the inside line. No, he can't find a way through. Still Laken Payne as Luca Hopkins pulls away now in 3rd. Not really closing up on Ruben Bray and Harley McCabe though at the moment. 3 laps to go as we wait for Harley McCabe to cross the line again. Dilks trying the outside line. And looking now at the number 111, Lewis Mullen, coming under some real pressure now from George Bowes. Through that right-hand bowl corner, Mullen runs wide. That could be the moment there for Bowes down the inside. Oh, not quite. He just couldn't find a way through. That's the number 8. I think that could be Blake Wilson just behind, looking at the program notes here. Not showing up on the lap charts, but number 8 on the bike. So we believe that's Blake Wilson, who was out last time at Wilton Mill. And looked pretty good last time, actually. Got 22 points, so certainly up at the sharp end of this Ohvale race group, even in his debut race, and certainly getting involved in this battle with Mullen and Bowes. As 67 there, Bowes tries the outside line, can't find a way through Mullen though. Lewis Mullen remains in 6th place. There's Bowes, and there is Blake Wilson just behind. 8th position, 9th for Marco Hutt. Luca Wilkinson running out the top 10. 1.5 laps to go as they come screaming down the back straight. side by side into the chicane, but it looks like Wilson's got the line and will take the position from George Bowes, now trying to get involved with the 111 of Mullen. Oh, he has a look down the inside there, but can't find a way through. Harley McCabe still your race leader. At the moment, the battle very, very close indeed, though, between the sixth position. Any one of these three could take the position with just over 1 lap to go. Wilson has a look down the inside of Mullen. George Bowes still hanging on in there, though. The number 67, he drops to 8th position, but still very much could be a factor in this. Harley McCabe, incidentally, has set the fastest lap of the race, 1:21.43. Pulls away now, 1.74 seconds from Ruben Bray. Luca Hopkins is on a late charge here as well. He's up to 3rd place. So there goes McCabe. There's the 2nd place, number 12, Ruben Bray, up at the top of the circuit now, heading towards the back straight. For those live at the track, they'll come into your view any moment now. They've just gone past the 25 of Kobe Garrett battling with Izzy Carter. Oh, but now this could be a factor here, of course. Kobe Garrett pulls ahead slightly of Harley McCabe, who has to work hard. Now, of course, Garbutt here running his own race, and this is the difficulty sometimes of a leader when they come towards riders who are battling for position towards the back of the field and in the midfield. They're having their own battle, may not know that it's the leader coming through, so having to work a little bit hard there to get through. And of course, those riders being lapped are still perfectly entitled to race for their own positions as well. They're not obliged to, of course, etiquette says to let the leaders through, but certainly not jump out of the way and sacrifice your own race in doing so, which makes things a little bit difficult sometimes for the leader. But no, that will be okay, as round the final corner goes Harley McCabe and takes the checkered flag, and I believe that will be the title as well. So your first ever UK Ohvale champion in association with OMG Racing is the 179 of Harley McCabe. Will take the title. Bray in 2nd place, there he is. So the new champion is the 179. Get some congratulations to Harley McCabe. Had to win that race, of course, just to stay ahead of, well, basically just stay ahead of Luca Hopkins, but certainly won the championship in the most stylish way possible. Came under some real pressure from Ruben Bray at the start of the race. Now, of course, he could have let Ruben Bray go through and settle for 2nd, but certainly looking to win the championship in style. Now, that looks like some sort of champion's t-shirt there. So congratulations to our new champion, Harley McCabe, and the 179 is the 2020, the inaugural Ohvale Cup champion, as Ruben Bray takes 2nd place, Luca Hopkins finishing in 3rd, Wilson Dilks, Lake and Payne in 5th place. 6th position was Blake Wilson, Lewis Mullen, George Bowes, Marco Holt a little bit further behind, but one of the first champions. And immediately look at that, though, the number 1 gold flake helmet as he goes off on what appears to be a lap of honour for the 179. Congratulations to Harley McCabe, and we'll just recap how this season went for him. Of course, he had a double win at Taylor Park to start off the season, lost out to Henry McCartney at Lydd at round number 2, fought back at Wilton Mill and took another double victory. No scores set him back at Three Sisters and really allowed Luca Hopkins back into the championship, but he fought back in style at Wilton Mill. Again, lost some points to Luca Hopkins, who really looked like to Hopkins really looked to take the fight to him, but he just about did enough, Harley McCabe, to put himself in a prime position here at Teesside, and with a stylish first race win. Had to work hard for it though, of course, but certainly has taken the championship in style with 1 race left to run. So congratulations to our race 1 winner and our champion for 2020, Harley McCabe. He'll be looking to round out the season in style a bit later on this afternoon, but we